Going on? This is the MJT, and I'm going to show you a TAS I started about a year ago for JJ and Jeff that I dropped because I got busy and I forgot about it and was recently motivated to bring it back. There's been a lot of strats, I'm sure, that's been found in the last year that I have not seen. I haven't been watching the community. I'm going to look into that. But I wanted to get at least this version out now so that I had something to get feedback and opinion from the community on, as well as just kind of set a baseline. I don't have a timer or anything configured to go. You can watch the TAS studio and BizHawk as I play it back. But otherwise, I'll do a little bit of commentary as we go. All right, 1, 2, 3. So, from a TAS perspective, not too much here other than movement mechanics and taking advantage of some optimizations that people have found. There, in a moment ago, we got a power-up, I think it was a box of fries, that allow us to shoot a gas canister that you'll see later a little bit farther and a little bit faster. This is advantageous for some of the enemies that normally you have to wait to get around. This allows us to shoot them. It's the only way to kill them quickly. So otherwise, other mechanics that I have included in this, you'll see right there is some damage boosting. I used to think that damage boosting was a good way to lower your health for this end of field kind of high score screen. I thought that the lower the health, the less time we would spend in the high score screen, because when you have full health you get a big bonus, and then it takes time to count down. I went back and I did the math today. It turns out that per health block, you get 10 health blocks, you'll get 1,000 points of bonus. Every 1,000 points of bonus costs you about 8 frames of time. That 8 frames can obviously be saved if your health is lower, but by damage boosting, you're also losing frames, and so there's a balancing act. Most times when you take damage, you'll lose at least 2 bars of health, I think. There may be some enemies that only lose 1. But with each damage boost, you lose about 11 frames. So if you lose 2 health, that would have been 16 frames. And so technically, damage boosting is faster by a little bit. Obviously, if you can get more damage taken off, it's more worthwhile. But what I realized is not every stage, because we end up warping, has one of these high score screens. So you get to pick and choose when you do it. It really only makes sense to do it closer to the end of a stage and really optimize fewer hits but more damage. So I need to go back and actually figure out which enemies take the most damage off and optimize that. As we've been playing here, you've probably just seen it's a lot of movement mechanics, a lot of hidden blocks you need to hit. This game is very crazy from a routing perspective. There was a hidden warp. There's stuff hidden all over the place. And if you don't know where it is, it seems impossible to beat. And honestly, I've never played it anyway, but with warps. I've never actually seen probably over half the game's levels, just because I only use the warps. Coming up here in field 1-4, I think we see the Nessie monster right here. Yep, that's why we got that power up, because it allowed us to shoot it a little bit farther and a little bit faster, and be able to hit that hitbox right as the enemy was coming up and jump right over them. Here's where, again, I was doing more damage boosting, but again, because I got that health, it really wasn't worth it, right? So balancing it, figuring out when's the right time to get hit is probably where some more optimization can come in. Another warp. We're now in field 3. Just going to progress through this one with some movement mechanics. Here at the end, we will see an elevator. You've probably seen it a couple times now. That elevator transitions us between a lot of stages. That elevator will not move until we are at 0 velocity. So another optimization is just figuring out what is the best way to reach 0 the fastest. I tend to do it in the air, and it looks okay, but when you do the frame count, it's probably could be better. Field 3-1, I think nothing too special about here. Another gas canister to kill an Essie. There's another one here in a moment that I think in another stage or two that is a little bit trickier. but managed to find it. And then there's like 3 Nessies in a row at the last stage. That's real painful. Or second to last stage, maybe. There, I think you saw I got full health, so took the full amount of time on that high score screen. So obviously can be optimized there. More elevators, just more movement. Nothing too fancy about the first half of 3-2. I like this stage of second half of 3-2. I think actually this is the one with the second Nessie that I was talking about. Just a lot going on, a lot of fun mechanics, a lot of things to jump on. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of damage boosting that I don't think was actually necessary. Here in a moment... No? Yeah, here in a moment we have that Nessie where I'll actually jump to this one. Maybe it's the next stage. Yeah, it's the next stage. Obviously I need to do more research. Plan my commentary a bit better. Could have had lower health. But because a lot of the movement is difficult to move around the fruit, I gotta really plan that route. Because a lot of the times you have to. There's that movement there where I kind of land on a falling platform and just squeak in that gas canister and hit the hitbox just as Nessie pops out, so I can keep on moving. I was pretty proud of that one. I actually did find a hidden pixel though, so that you don't actually have to be on the falling platform. You just barely get on the next segment and you can shoot that canister and hit it. So here we are. That was the last warp to 6-4. This level is absolutely insane. A lot going on. Very dangerous. A lot of runs end here when done normally. I ended up doing a lot of damage boosting just to keep it moving. I'm hoping that we can find a route that takes less damage, but I got to go through and do the math. I think mostly when I got here it was just getting frustrating and the damage boosting was working for me, so I kept it up. So the last half of 6-4 here before the boss. This is where one of the major skips was found, and I started recording this TAS and learning the game right after this. Skip was identified, so it's called the bird skip. You'll see it here in a little bit, so I'll touch on it then. Routing around these Nessies and taking a damage boost to get through that last one. Mostly just moving through the rest of the stage, jumping on birds, kicking things, because we're punk. Alright, so bird skip. So here you see a bird that we've spawned on the screen. I'm actually going to despawn one of them and leave this one. This is a good bird. Bad birds tend to poop on you. If you haven't seen that, birds do poop on you in this game. There was some poop in a trash can. Anyways, we have this bird that's just kind of slowly going across the screen. And the skip that was found, if you just keep letting it go, rather, you can jump on it, jump over that chasm and skip another stage where you normally had to go find a key and get a platform to spawn. Now here we're at the boss. Boss optimization was just kicking it when the iframes ran out. So once we got through that, that's the end of the game. So I think final time comes out to be about 7 minutes 50 seconds and some change. Overall, fun game. Good task to record. I'm going to probably submit the official one once I do a bit more optimizing, hoping to push it down. Plus, go watch the world record holder, who's probably got strats that I don't know yet. I think it's Zexy is his name, or their name rather. And I think their time is 7 minutes 59 seconds. So task is a little faster, but we can push it down. So thank you.